AT Beauty. Thanks so much for watching my little tutorial here. This was originally a get ready with me, but my camera picked up a bunch of background noise and it sounds like an ultrasound, so that's why I'm doing a voiceover. Thanks so much. But go ahead and keep watching if you want to see how to do the previous look. I'm going in with Cover FX foundation here. I think my color is G20, and I mix it with a L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation to kind of sheer out how thick and creamy that stuff is. So I kind of make a little bit of a cocktail, and I just kind of work it in the places on my face that really need it the most. So like any redness that I might have, which is kind of where the yellow comes in from that Cover FX that I'm using. But anyway, I just kind of start putting it on my jawline and then over any redness that I usually have. So kind of working from like the eyes down is where I use most of my product. And so I'm just kind of working that around the face and working a Real Techniques sponge into the product and just kind of patting, dabbing, all that jazz. And as you can see, my brows are already done. I used Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade in taupe, and I also did a Sephora Collection retractable pencil in Midnight Brown. I'm now going in with concealer by Urban Decay. I think it's the Weightless concealer. And again, I'm going to list a bunch of this stuff below, but I just kind of do a little bit of a triangle-ish situation underneath my eyes, and then I also bring it down the bridge of my nose to kind of create some symmetry, because I kind of want things to kind of be a little more even than what I like seeing on my face. Next, I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye with Mercier translucent setting powder. I do that first because I kind of do like patting motions, and then I'll kind of work it back and forth to kind of make sure that there's definitely product distributed. And then I'm going to go in with a big fluffy brush to set my entire face, because what I've noticed with Cover FX at least, it doesn't set very well on its own, but once you use the powder, it creates a really beautiful, flawless look. So that's what I'm doing with this fluffer brush here. It also helps with any contour or bronzer that I'm going to be using that you'll see later on in the video. If I was doing cream, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I would still keep it unset, I guess, if you want to call it, and then I would add any cream product and then set it. But that'll be another video. I just did Painterly Paintbot by MAC to set my eye, and now I'm going in with Too Faced Neutral Eye Palette to further set the pomade. And I'm doing the lightest color there. You can see I'm hitting pan. I love that palette. It's kind of old packaging though. And then I'm going in with the taupe color. I can't remember what it's called, but it's pretty much the next lightest color on the palette, and I'm using that as my transition shade to create a little bit of shadow under my brow, and then I'll be working some more colors in there to create more dimension. I'm actually going in with a Morphe eye palette by, well, it's technically Morphe, but it's the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette. And I'm going in with a kind of a caramely brown shade. It's pretty light. For me, it shows up quite well just because I'm so fair. I'm just kind of, like I said, creating more dimension there before we go in with the darker shades. And not that you're seeing this, but I'm definitely taking my time to go back and forth with that blending brush, just because I want to make sure that this is a really blended out and smooth look. Next, I'm going in with a darker shadow. It's kind of a browny cranberry shade, but I'm using that as the base color for my entire lid there, and I'm just packing it in. I'll go in a couple times just to really intensify that color. Most of the brushes you're seeing are by Morphe. There are a few by Sonia Kashuk, I think, and that's the Target brand. And once I have the bulk of the color on the lid there, I'm going to go back and forth and make sure I'm continuing to blend. I didn't add any additional product on this blending brush, but I'm just kind of going back and forth I'll go in like swirly motions sometimes too, just to really make sure that that is smooth. So the lighting looks a little different, but I think that's just the daytime situation, getting lighter out and whatnot. So hopefully my lighting will improve. So I'm just kind of going back here. If I do have any fallout, because you notice these are pretty dark colors, I will take a big fluffy brush, and the powder that I set with my face earlier will help with this piece. So what I'll do is I'll just take one of those fluffer brushes and then just sweep under my eye, and it gets rid of any dark color that I might have had. If I'm going really dark though, I probably would not put my foundation on first. So you can see I keep on keeping on here with this cranberry brown color. It's pretty brown. It's probably not cranberry, but they don't list the names. So I will be adding on some liner here. I chose to do a wing with this look just because I didn't go too heavy on the actual color. I could have gone heavier, that's what I'm thinking. But anyway, I did a wing. That I did mess up a little bit, so I just kind of covered up my mistake with a little bit of concealer on like a kind of artist type brush, basically just to clean it up. This eye is always easier just because I'm right-handed, but you'll see I'm kind of creating a little bit of a line there just to kind of give me some workspace, and then I'll add the backbone of the actual wing. So I don't usually line it up with my lower lid, a lot of people do, but I seem to have a little bit of a hooded eye, not full on, but it's definitely getting there. So I kind of go on the outside of that portion of my eye. So I'm just kind of looking at this eye to try and line it up, but even this particular wing I wasn't super fond of because it had a little bit too much of a curve, but anyway. So yeah, I'm just kind of slowly bringing in the product. I think I used Maybelline Gel Liner, and this is a brush by e.l.f. actually. I think it's technically a brow brush, but it works really well for liner. So I start in really lightly, and then I just pull product in as I go, just because it's easier if I mess up that way. And I kind of liked how that particular side ended up looking, so I didn't go back with any concealer to try and even out the two different eyes. What I will say though is I probably should have gone back with concealer just because the one I had it and then this eye did not. So if you're really paying attention to detail, you might want to like clean that up so it's identical. I did go in with Maybelline Sensational Lash Mascara, and then Ardell Lashes 105 in black. I did do that off camera though, because I just ain't nobody got time for that. You don't want that long of a video. So yeah, so you're kind of seeing the looks coming together a little bit. So I will continue on here and finish out the look with some contour. This is the Anastasia Light to Medium powder contour palette, and so I'm going in with that ashy tone. It works really well with my skin tone, and I'm not going in for a super harsh contour because I'm not really going for that look right now. We'll just leave it at that. So I kind of like to go in for the softer lines, but I'm just kind of bringing it up to my temples as well to kind of even out the color. So I do that initially, and then I'll build up on it with one of the warmer shades, and that I use those colors definitely lighter than the ashier color, but it definitely helps to bring more dimension. Going in with a MAC Mineralized blush called Warm Soul. I love, love, love this color. And I'm just bringing this on the apples of my cheeks here, and I'll kind of use this brush to blend everything together and just kind of go in circular motions and create a really blown out look. The blush really kind of adds to creating more of a, less of a plain, if you will. So here I'm taking kind of a under eye brush here with some of the colors from the Morphe palette, and I think what I took there was that caramel color to just kind of smoke out the lower lash line. I didn't want to go too heavy though because I'm technically running errands with this video, so I kind of wanted to keep it less scary. I did just highlight my cheeks, my cheekbones rather, with Becca Opal. And here you'll see I'm just kind of finishing up the look with some more mascara on the lower lash line. I don't think I filmed this, but I did put a white liner on my lower lash line, waterline, excuse me, to kind of open up the eyes further. And I'm just going in with a really neutral lip here. This is the NARS lip pencil in the satin, I think. So yeah, this is the finished look you're kind of seeing. Like I said, it's a warm smoky eye. I really, really love this. It looks pretty much amazing on everyone, and it looks so different on everyone too, which is what I love about it. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys subscribe.